Hi everyone and welcome back to Bonnie Astrology. Today we're talking about Jupiter moving into Taurus. Yes, on May 16th, the great benefic is changing signs, moving from Aries to Taurus, and this is going to expand the Taurus part of our chart. Now I will be getting into what that means for each of the individual zodiac signs. I recommend that you watch your rising sign because this will show most accurately the house that Jupiter is occupying for the next year. As always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for regular astrology updates. You can also follow me on my socials listed below. And if you want to book a reading with me to figure out what Jupiter in Taurus means for you personally, the information is listed below in the description as well. Let's firstly go over what Jupiter in Taurus is going to mean for all of us. So the sign that Jupiter is in by transit typically shows us where we are expanding and where we are growing and how we are doing that, how we are bringing in more growth, more expansion, more opportunities to learn. And in the sign of Taurus, this gives a slower moving energy to the process of manifestation, whether that is something that you believe on a spiritual level or just the process of tending to your goals, your wants and desires and making them happen, whichever it is that you particularly align with. The process of making things happen, the process of making our own luck, these kind of things, they're coming through the lens of slow, steady progress in the sign of Taurus. Taurus wants us to stop and smell the flowers, to be appreciative of the moment, and to really engage our senses in the here and now. That is why Taurus is very associated with the garden, because you can smell it, you can taste it, you can touch it, you can eat the berries, you can smell the flowers, you can put your feet on the grass, whatever it is you can do in your garden is very Taurian energy. That's why we associate it a lot with plants, gardens, herbs, that kind of thing. So with Jupiter, we grow and we expand and we call in more luck through being present, through being in the present moment, through engaging our senses, and also through having stronger self-esteem, because Taurus is a sign associated with self-worth, worth and value in general, because Taurus is also associated with the financial system. So concepts like value do come into play here surrounding finances, but also in terms of our own self-esteem or self-worth, where we're investing our time, our energy, our resources, our money, for example. But just knowing our worth in general, the more that you lean into knowing your worth, knowing your value, the more you're likely to expand your life with things that are of value to you, that are good quality, that do match what you deserve effectively. So when Jupiter was in Aries, it was very much a fortune favors the bold type energy, being brave, being courageous, going after what you want, kind of ruthlessly at times. But also in the sign of Aries, it's very focused on the self, it's very focused on personal goals, and not necessarily the quality of them, not necessarily how much they're built to last. It's more of a faster moving energy. People were more likely to get impatient with a goal, impatient with a manifestation, and just drop it. But Taurus energy likes to play it for the long game. Jupiter in Taurus is going to want us to be patient, to embrace the climb, as it were, to take pleasure in the progress, to take pleasure in the moment as we're moving through the Jupiter in Taurus transit. So effectively, if you want to call in more luck, if you want to call in more blessings, you need to keep your standards high. You need to know your own value, know your own worth. You need to invest in yourself. You need to be present in the moment. That is the best approach when Jupiter is in Taurus. And with Jupiter being in Taurus, we're more likely to enjoy things like good food, good wine, enjoy gardening, enjoy planting, enjoy items of good quality, luxury items with Jupiter being in Taurus. And you can find luxury in the small things. They don't necessarily have to be typically expensive things. It can be enjoying strawberries from your garden, enjoying gooseberries. I say gooseberries because they're out in the garden as I'm saying this. They're starting to grow. Things like that. Just taking pleasure in the little things, taking pleasure in the simple things as well. Of course, with Jupiter being in the sign associated with money, this can indicate financial growth as well. So it can be a wonderful year to manifest financial abundance if that's something that you're looking to do. But it is just as equally a wonderful year to manifest self-esteem, self-value, self-confidence, and calling into your life more experiences that match your value, as it were, with Jupiter being in Taurus. Now, it does get off to a bit of a tense start because it is going to be opposing Pluto, and Pluto is in Aquarius. So we haven't had a tough contact between Jupiter and Pluto since 2020 when they were conjunct in Capricorn. And of course, we all know how that year played out. But what's happening here is that this square to Pluto is asking us to face our fears, because Pluto is associated with the shadow, it's associated with our fears, the stuff that we push down that we don't like about ourselves, the shadow aspect of the self. And Jupiter is more to do with faith and optimism and seeing the higher perspective. So it's kind of like Zeus and Hades with Jupiter and Pluto coming into a bit of tension. Now, the way that that's looking is that if you want to expand the Jupiter part of your chart, if you want to expand the Jupiter part, the Taurus part of your chart, if you want to expand that area, if you want to lean into manifestation and blessings and growth and wisdom and good times with Jupiter, you're going to have to figure out where this fear is coming from. And it could be in your comfort zone with Pluto being here, because they're both in fixed signs. So where you've become complacent, where you've become stuck, where you feel trapped, so to speak, by your own fears and your own limitations and your own shadow, with Pluto being in Aquarius. And this can come from, with Pluto being in Aquarius, the sign associated with friendships and networks and groups of people and teams, and also the internet, social media. It can be that your fear is coming from this place. How much is what you're seeing on the internet putting fear in you or affecting you rather than lifting you up, so to speak? And it can also be fear of the future. Could be happening here as well with Pluto being in Aquarius. But it's really where our fears, our shadow, our limitations are perhaps hindering our growth. But with squares, they're very dynamic. So the very thing that is hindering your growth can be the catapult for your growth, for your transformation. It is Pluto. Pluto is associated with Scorpio, and Scorpio is the phoenix. So this can be a moment of growth, of great transformation that leans you towards more growth. These are not necessarily the type of energies where one is going to have to win out of the other. They can play together in a square that results in growth. And sometimes in astrology, people love trines. They think, oh, trine, that's easy, that's blessed. Yes, it's easy, so you take it for granted. It's not pushing you to change, it's not pushing you to grow, it's not pushing you to develop. So a square between the big guys like Jupiter and Pluto is saying, you can really go into your shadow here, do some shadow work. That's pretty commonplace after a Scorpio lunar eclipse. Do some shadow work, do some investigation, where you're holding yourself back, where you're playing small, where you're afraid of change, where you've gotten into your comfort zone, and where you could better exercise some faith, some higher wisdom that you've learned from these challenges from this shadow in order to grow. And this will grow your abundance with Jupiter being in Taurus. I want to say as well that when Jupiter is in Taurus, the signs most benefiting from this are, of course, going to be those who have the sun, moon, or rising in Taurus. If you have any personal placement in Taurus, it is going to get a conjunction from Jupiter, and that is a blessing. I want to say from experience, I feel that when Jupiter is conjunct the moon, so that's for Taurus risings this year, I feel it is the nicest transit because it brings a lot of blessings and growth and optimism and fun and joy to your emotional life, your private life, how you're feeling. Jupiter's a very good feeling planet. So I love Jupiter being conjunct the moon via transit. When it's conjunct the sun, you can get professional recognition. And whenever it is conjunct your rising, you can find yourself put into the spotlight, usually by degree. So do check if you're a Taurus, sun, moon, rising, Venus, whatever, when Jupiter will be at the degree of your placement. You can figure that out by having an astrology reading, but you can also figure it out on your own if you look up your chart and you check the transits. But I do feel that Taurus, sun, moon, rising will be the luckiest with this particular transit. Notable mentions will of course be Capricorn and Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. If you're looking for blessings, you'll be getting them from Jupiter as a trine. And honorable mentions are Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces risings, because if you have your rising sign there, you're going to find that your descendant is trined by Jupiter, and you might find yourself meeting really compatible people and finding your relationship life expand at this time. I'm going to pull a tarot card for Jupiter in Taurus from this itty bitty tarot deck. It's so small and I can actually shuffle it because I have small hands. It's a little miniature Rider-Waite tarot deck. Let's get a tarot card for the Jupiter in Taurus transit as a collective. So this will apply to everybody with this particular transit. Let's see what Jupiter in Taurus has in store for us all. Three of Cups, good times. Do you remember what I said earlier about fine food, fine wine? That's how you're going to connect with people. this year. It really gives me, Jupiter is the planet associated with different countries, different lands. So it's sort of like when you go to a different country and you get to experience the local cuisine, the food, the wine, enjoying those types of things, enjoying the food, enjoying the finer moments, taking pleasure in the simple things. They're actually surrounded by food on the ground. From what I can see, it looks like a pumpkin. They're surrounded by flowers and, raising your cup and enjoying the moment, being present with others, being present with your friends, being present with your family, taking pleasure in the simple things, basically, is what I'm seeing with this card. There is call for celebration, but really with Jupiter being associated with, higher learning, it's giving me the sense that people are going to enjoy going for drinks with their classmates, going for drink, provided I don't mean like if you're in primary school or elementary school or something like that. I mean if you're in university or something, or you're taking a course or you're taking a workshop, going for a drink, going for food with people that you're learning with, going for dinner with people in different countries, sampling different types of food, that sort of thing is what's really coming up with this card, I think, with Jupiter being there. Enjoying the moment, being present with others, being there in, surrounded with simplicity, enjoying the finer things, but also just enjoying the moment, enjoying the simple things. And then we have the Tower. What's that about? And the King of Cups. Okay. I also kind of get the sense of this energy with the Tower and the King of Cups. The fact that it's going to be squaring Pluto right off the bat. It's asking you to see where you have maybe built up some walls for yourself, maybe seeing where you have encased yourself in fear in order to feel secure. Because with Taurus, it's a sign that loves to do things as they've always been done. And with fixed sign challenges, your greatest growth comes from change. Someone actually said to me earlier, change is as good as a rest. So this might be a case of being comfortable with changes, making changes, being comfortable getting outside of your comfort zone, enjoying the simple things, enjoying the pleasures, yes, but not letting your garden become the only place that you explore. Know that there's wide open pastures out there. I know there's a lot of cow metaphors going on, but there's so much in Taurus as I'm filming this, and I can literally see cows looking out my window. So knowing that there are, greener pastures out there, you don't just have to stay in the one garden. You don't just have to stay in the one place. You don't have to stay stuck. So there we have it. Enjoy the simple things, enjoy the moments, enjoy life's simple pleasures, but also enjoy the finer things with Taurus. Luxury, quality is what's coming up with this particular transit, I think. Choosing quality with Jupiter in Taurus. So let's get into what it means for each of the individual zodiac signs. Timestamps are listed below. I hope you have a blessed Jupiter in Taurus cycle, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Aries, welcome Aries. This transit for you is happening in your second house. So Jupiter going through the second house is the time where you can make a lot of money. This is the time when you can increase your income. You're more likely to have opportunities to make money. You're more likely to be considered for promotion, to find roles that have more money. If you have your own business, you're more likely to get more clients, more recognition, more sales, more buyers. Your financial opportunities are increasing with Jupiter going through the second house. You just have the opportunity to make more money. You also have, as a word of caution, the opportunity to spend more money. With Jupiter going through the second house, you may see more things that you want to spend money on. Now, if I can advise you, Aries, with Jupiter ruling your 9th house and your 12th house, the best things to spend your money on through this transit are travel, because the 9th house and the 12th house are both associated with foreign countries. To spend your money on traveling, to spend your money on education, and to spend your money on spiritual matters, healing matters, like seeing a therapist, trying some sort of healing techniques, maybe studying about healing with the 9th house and the 12th house being ruled by Jupiter for you. But you might be finding yourself spending money on these things more likely. Spending money on your education, on courses, on traveling, on long distance travel, long distance affairs. And you might also find that the money that you're making is coming from other countries. So for example, you have clients that are all over the world now, and you're going to be making money through different countries. That kind of thing can come up for you with Jupiter transiting the second house. You do have the more opportunities to spend money, as I say, so you will want to set up, I feel, if you haven't already, a savings account, or even set up a Jupiter in the second house savings account and start putting money away so that when Jupiter does leave your second house, you have something to show for it. Because as I say, there can be a lot of things you're going to want to spend your money on, Aries. So more opportunities to make money, to double your income. You're going to also have more self-confidence, more self-belief, better self-esteem. You're going to grow your confidence, grow your value, grow your worth, Aries. Let's get you a card. Oops. 10 of Cups. I love it. Wish fulfillment, joy. Perhaps for some of you, this is going to be the type of emotional satisfaction that you really makes you feel secure, makes you feel stable. It might be something that a lot of you really want at this point, so you're laying solid foundations for yourself and potentially your family with Jupiter going through the second house. That I see that perhaps making money, more money with Jupiter in the second house, Aries, is going to help you fulfill some kind of wish. Okay, so that is what I have for you. I hope you have a beautiful transit. I wish you all the best, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Taurus, welcome. Taurus, Jupiter is in your sign, and this is bringing you tremendous blessings. You're going to be feeling more optimistic. You're going to be feeling more confident. You're going to be feeling more adventurous, more joyous, more good about yourself. You're going to want to learn and expand and explore. You're not going to want to be contained and play it small, especially because this is, of course, joining both the North Node and Uranus in your sign already. So Taurus, for you, this is bringing a lot of blessings of the self. You might accomplish something that you really want to accomplish, Taurus, something that you've always wanted. You might be more inclined to put yourself out there. Now, one of the ways you might do this is online, because Jupiter actually rules your 11th house. And the 11th house is to do with social networks, it's to do with friendships, it is to do with your wishes and your aspirations. So for some of you, you might want to put yourself out there online more. You might want to be seen. You might also want to be more social during this transit. You're going to be very well received by others. You're probably going to have a lot of fans this time, Taurus. You're probably going to have a lot of people want to spend time with you, especially because you're going to have more of a carefree attitude. You're going to feel more excited, more confident, more optimistic, and people are naturally going to gravitate towards you. So you're more confident as well in going after your dreams, your wishes, your aspirations, because Jupiter rules your 11th house. So I feel like this is a really wonderful time for you, Taurus, especially when we stop having, eclipses in your sign and things. The spotlight is very much on you at the moment, with the sun being there as Jupiter is entering Taurus. We have the new moon there in the same week. We have Mercury now direct in your first house as I'm filming this. We also have Uranus there, as I say. So there's a whole lot, and the North Node. There's a whole lot going on in your first house, Taurus. And to add Jupiter in is just going to expand the blessings and the potential of these different placements in your first house as well. But I do feel for you, Taurus, you're probably the luckiest sign for this year. Let's get you a tarot card. Yes, we have the Fool flew out. New beginnings, optimism, feeling carefree, feeling adventurous, dropping the baggage and going forth and trying something new, Taurus. I love that for you. That is what I have for you, Taurus. I hope you have a good one, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hi, Gemini. Welcome to Jupiter in Taurus for your sign. So Gemini, Taurus for you is your 12th house of retreat. So for you, with Jupiter being in your 12th house for the next year, you're probably going to be spending a lot of time growing alone, growing behind the scenes. Now, this does not mean you're going to be lonely, but this means that a lot of the work that you're doing, a lot of the development and the growth and the expansion you're doing is very internal. When Jupiter goes through the 12th house, it's typically a time where we're more likely to go on spiritual retreats. We're more likely to travel to a faraway land in order to gain some perspective, in order to gain some clarity, in order to spend some time alone and recharge and reflect and grow. It's really a wonderful time to do inner work. So seeing a therapist, making tremendous growth through therapy or growth through any kind of healing, really, Gemini. With Jupiter, with Jupiter ruling your 10th house as well, you might be doing a lot of work behind the scenes when it comes to your career, things that nobody can necessarily see. People might not have any idea that you're making huge moves in your career behind the scenes, Gemini, until you reveal it next year when Jupiter goes into your sign and you're more front and center and you're more likely to be seen. But the work that you're doing behind the scenes in your career could really be invaluable. It could be where you really grow behind the scenes in a way that is remarkable to everyone who sees what you put out there whenever Jupiter's in your sign next year. But with the 12th house being the place of self-sabotage, I also get the impression for you, Gemini, that if you have any patterns that come to self-sabotaging in relationships or in career, you're probably going to heal those this year. You're probably going to get the knowledge, the wisdom, and work through some maybe self-sabotaging behaviors or patterns that you're not aware of. You become aware of them. Do pay attention to this transit because your dreams can really help you heal and they can make you very aware of what's going on within you. Jupiter does expand, so with it being in your 12th house, you might be getting better sleep, you might want more sleep, and you might also be more aware of what your dreams are trying to tell you and decipher, Gemini, especially at the beginning of this transit, because the sun will be there, the new moon will be there, Mercury will be there, and the North Node and Uranus also be there. So there's a lot of activity going on in your inner world. And for a lot of you, you may be new here because that could be coinciding with a spiritual awakening, and you might be more interested in different topics like astrology, like healing, like, for example, shamanic retreats, breath work, anything that really takes you into a more spiritual and I guess sort of woo-woo land that you might not be used to necessarily if you're not, you know, that way inclined originally. But Jupiter going through the 12th will expand your life spiritually and really help you heal, Gemini. Jupiter going through the 12th is like having a guardian angel. So you will feel like you're seeing signs and serendipities. And yes, Nine of Swords, I feel like a lot of you could be healing any issues with anxiety, fear, insomnia this year. Any issues with mental health have more of an opportunity to be healed and to be worked through, because you can find the right spiritual teacher, mentor, or the person with such an impressive education. So say you see a therapist, they could have a wonderful education, wonderful experience, and really help you work through any issues that you have. Yes, King of Pentacles, any issues or blockages you have to success, whatever success means for you, perhaps in your business, Gemini. But that's what I have for you. I hope you have a beautiful transit, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Cancer, welcome to Jupiter in Taurus for your sign. So Cancer, this is happening in your 11th house. I know that astrologers are not meant to have favorites in terms of transits, but I love Jupiter going through the 11th house as a transit. I find that it is a time of manifestation. It's a time of your wishes coming true because you're feeling more optimistic to go after them. You're feeling more optimistic about your chances, about your potential. You're feeling more lucky, so to speak. This can also be a wonderful year to make new friends, to connect with soul tribe, to meet people from different countries, different walks of life, different backgrounds. You can really connect with friends and wonderful people online as well, on social media and things like that. And if any of you are single, you will find that Jupiter will trine your 7th house. It will trine your descendant. And because it's going through the 11th house, you can meet people through friends, through team events, networking, or even through the internet, Cancer, if that's for those of you that are single. But for those of you that are in relationships, if you're looking for a best friend, this is the year that you could meet them as well. You can have more growth and expansion in your social networks, your friendship sector, and a lot of opportunities for friendships. Now, because Jupiter rules your 6th house and your 9th house, these friendships can just as easily, or these opportunities or these manifestations, Cancer, can just as easily come from work, your everyday routine. You can actually make friends at the gym with this being here. You can make friends with your employees or your colleagues. And you can also make friends through traveling and through higher education if you're studying this year too. But I do feel a lot of you could make friends from very different walks of life, very different backgrounds, different countries even. But this is the perfect year to manifest, Cancer. So if you're not into any type of manifestation, whether it is just, you know, the typical set your goal, work on it, it'll happen kind of manifestation, or you're into the sort of spiritual perspective of the law of attraction, the vibration, that kind of thing. So wonderful year to go after that. We had the Death card flip out. Ooh. Okay, I'll get you one more for Cancer. The High Priestess. Oh, interesting. Yes, for a lot of you, this is going to be quite spiritual, I have to say, with the Death card and the High Priestess. Some of you could really discover gifts and untapped potential that you have not been using. Perhaps something that you thought was not meant for you, was never going to happen, that was never going to be a wish that you could achieve, Cancer. You're maybe getting an intuitive sense that it's going to be the time now and that it's actually within reach. But that is what I have for you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Leo, welcome to Jupiter in Taurus for your sign. So Leo, this is happening in your 10th house of your career, your public image, your public persona. And this is where you're going to grow and expand over the next year, Leo. So this means for some of you promotion. For some of you, it means new career. For some of you, it means starting your own business, growing your business, having success in your business. For some of you, it means fame. For some of you, it means great public success and recognition, Leo. Now, Jupiter rules your 5th house and your 8th house. So it feels that whatever is growing for you career-wise, I feel like it truly makes you happy. Because with Jupiter ruling your 5th house, it's something that brings you joy, it's something that brings you good feeling, it's something that makes you happy, it's something that makes you feel lucky, it makes you feel it's also somewhere you can have fun. So if you're going through career changes, Leo, it might be that this year you find that if you start a new job, for example, they might have a really fun social network. There might be really fun social opportunities, fun parties, fun events with it ruling the 5th house for you. You might also find love through your career. For some of you, you might also find with Jupiter ruling the 8th house that you're able to conquer some sort of fear through your careers. You're able to work through maybe some psychological issues or patterns or behaviors that had perhaps been tricky for you to navigate. So it might be that, for example, you start a new job, a new career that has a wonderful mental health program or a wonderful access to a therapist or something like that. Or it could just be that you also start a career because the 8th house is to do with other people's money, where there's great insurance, there's great policies, there's great benefits in the career that you're doing, Leo. And I also feel like going out of your comfort zone in terms of your public image and your career and your goals is going to help you conquer some fears, and it is going to make you happy as well. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is going to be a very exciting year when it comes to career growth. I've lost count of how many Leo risings have told me lately that they've got a new job or they're going down a new career path. But let's have a little look and see what we've got. The Fool, this came up for Taurus as well, so maybe some of you have Taurus and Leo in your big three, but this is about new opportunities, new beginnings, going after what it is that you want. 10 of Wands underneath. I'm not saying it won't be hard work. It will probably take a lot of work because Jupiter is expanding your 10th house, but you're fit for it, Leo. It's time to leave the baggage behind. It's time to go after what it is that you want to do, new chapters in your career. But that is what I have for you, Leo, and I will talk to you soon. Hi Virgo, welcome. So Virgo, this Jupiter transit is happening in your 9th house. Now Jupiter rules the 9th house in astrology, so this is an incredibly lucky year for you. You're really going to benefit from this. You can have opportunities to travel, you can have opportunities to study, you can do really well in your studies, Virgo. If you want to take a new course, if you want to go back to school, if you want to travel abroad, broaden your horizons. There's maybe somewhere you've always wanted to go. Maybe you've had a bucket list of places you want to visit. You wanted to do a gap year. Now is the time if you want it, Virgo. In fact, I would say for those of you that are thinking of taking a gap year to travel or to study abroad or something like that, this is the time to be doing it, Virgo rising. So you might be finding with Jupiter ruling your 4th and your 7th that travel is with family or it's with a partner. You might also find that you have travel opportunities linked to families and linked to partners. So perhaps you're relocating and you're going to have to travel to visit your family, or perhaps you're in a long distance relationship. But it feels as though, Virgo, the opportunity to travel, the opportunity to expand your horizons, the opportunity to go to new places, meet interesting people, the opportunities will be there this year. You don't want to miss this one because when Jupiter goes through the 9th, you have so many opportunities to learn and understand things and to see the world. There's a bird making a really... Can you hear that? It's really cute though. Yes, you have many opportunities to travel this year, Virgo, to study, to meet interesting people. Is the way that I would see this for you. This can also be a wonderful year when it comes to legal matters because, oh, 4 of Swords wanted to pop out. With legal matters, because if you have had ongoing legal issues or legalities to sort out, Jupiter brings blessings in this area. So you might, with the 7th house, be getting a visa for marriage. Perhaps you're marrying someone who lives in a different country and you're getting a visa. Perhaps you need a visa to move with Jupiter ruling the 4th house. But Jupiter really blesses these areas for you, Virgo. So let's have a little look. Knight of Pentacles. So slow and steady does win the race, Virgo. With the Four of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. Enjoy the slow pace of Taurus. Know that you don't have to do a last minute trip. Some things take time. Some things take a while to plan in order to get them right. But know that with the Four of Wands underneath, good times are ahead. And this, I noticed the sun was underneath that, so I was like, that's cute. Traveling with family, to see family, relocating, taking trips, all that good stuff for you, Virgo. I really like it for you. So that is what I have for you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Libra, hello. Jupiter is going through your 8th house this year. So Jupiter in Taurus for you is really going to expand your partner's money. If you're in a relationship or you're married, it's very likely that in the next year your partner might be coming into some money. They might be growing their finances, and this in turn is going to benefit you because the 8th house is associated with other people's money. But this also means that this year you're more likely to get that loan, to get that grant, to get that mortgage, to get that really big tax rebate with Jupiter going through the 8th house, Libra. You may also find that if you, for example, are making more money, that perhaps with Jupiter going through the 8th house, you can also have to pay more tax, for example. It can be Jupiter going through the 8th house. But this is a better time for loans and investments of all kinds with Jupiter going through your 8th house of joint finances. You might see more growth in the investments that you have made. Jupiter for you rules Libra, your 3rd house and your 6th house. So in this sense, you might be finding yourself understanding the link, okay? So Jupiter ruling your 6th house of your physical well-being, your physical body, your health, and Jupiter being in the 8th house, you might gain a better understanding this year on the link between your physical well-being and psychology. So you might be more interested this year with Jupiter going through the 8th in psychology, in seeing a therapist, in seeing a psychologist, in seeing someone who can really help you root through some shadowy stuff. I often find people do tend to, if they've never seen one before, they do tend to see a therapist or some kind of someone to help them work through patterns when Jupiter goes through the 8th house. And the reason this is because with the 8th house being a very psychological house and Jupiter being a very learned individual, you can often find someone who has a very impressive education in this area. And for some of you, that might be something related to health, or it might be related to diet, or it might be related to your routines or your work, that you're seeing somebody about these kind of issues, and you can get a lot of growth, a lot of wisdom, and a lot of understanding that's very helpful to you. Jupiter is the benefic, so sometimes Jupiter going through the 8th house will connect us with someone who can help us in 8th house matters. So that can be someone who helps you with your investments, with inheritances, for example, or helps you with your joint investments, or someone who helps you psychologically. It can also be a wonderful year to see an astrologer with Jupiter going through the 8th house. So you may find, as I say, that these matters can help you with maybe some sort of health related issue. They might be able to help you with perhaps some sort of mental health issue, because Jupiter does rule the 3rd. So that can be something that helps you with thought patterns, maybe mental anxieties and things like that, Libra, as well. So let's have a little look and see what we've got for you for Jupiter in Taurus. We have the Page of Wands. Interestingly, Jupiter does rule your 3rd house, so I feel like a lot of you could be deciding that you want to perhaps write or express yourself when it comes to 8th house matters. So maybe for some of you that is writing a crime novel, or maybe for some of you that is reading more books on psychology. Maybe for some of you that is understanding deeper the link between the physical body and the stress that it holds. Maybe for some of you it's that you do work in the health field with Jupiter ruling the 6th house, and you're maybe linking psychology and maybe even the occult more into your work, because it feels as though there's something that is really piquing your interest. It's the 8th house, so you might get quite obsessed with it, that you want to incorporate into your work, Libra, and you want to talk about more this year. So that's what I have for you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Scorpio, Jupiter is going to be going through your 7th house while it is in Taurus. So this means, Scorpio, that if you're in a relationship, you're going to experience growth and expansion within your relationship. So say that is getting engaged, say that is getting married, or say that that is you're going to want to learn together, take more trips together, going on more adventures together, and maybe expand your knowledge and your perspectives of the world together, or even learn together. maybe taking a course or something like that, Scorpio. If you're single, this brings a lot more opportunities to meet somebody, to strike up a relationship with somebody. With Jupiter being there, you might feel more optimistic about your relationships. You might feel more optimistic about your prospects with relationships, Scorpio. And if you have clients, this is a wonderful year to expand your client base too. You might also find that you meet a best friend this year, because Jupiter going through the 7th can also connect you with close relationships. It can be a best friend if you don't have or want a romantic relationship. It can also be a business partner. Your relationships, they could be with people who, because Jupiter rules your 2nd house, can maybe help you grow your confidence, maybe help you grow your self-esteem. They may be very good for your self-esteem, your self-worth. There might be people who have money as well. There might be people that are quite well off. So it really feels, Scorpio, like with this year, the 7th house being your one-on-one relationship house, with Jupiter being there, it's going to expand your relationships in general, and also expand your capacity to learn about relationships and perhaps travel with a partner. But let's see what I've got for you, Scorpio, for Jupiter in Taurus. Ace of Cups, absolutely. New love, new connections, a new partner, or beginning something new within a relationship. Jupiter also rules your 5th house, so this year could bring a pregnancy within a relationship, or someone that you will have perhaps children with, or someone that you will probably just make you very happy, make you feel very loved, make you feel very valued, Scorpio. So that's a nice one for you. I hope you have a good one, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Sagittarius, Jupiter is going through your 6th house while in Taurus. So this means for you, you have a lot of opportunities this year for work. If you're looking for a job, you're looking for a new job, or you're looking to change jobs, this is a wonderful year to attract wonderful work opportunities. When Jupiter goes through the 6th house, I will say, I feel like you may attract jobs where you can learn a lot. You can really get some wisdom in the world. You can meet lots of different types of people. You can have a lot of different projects and work opportunities keeping you very busy. You can find fun and interesting colleagues. You can also employ people who have something to teach you, people that maybe come from different countries, with it being Jupiter, maybe people who have, you know, a lot of education under their belt, people with a lot of different perspectives that are really going to expand your mind and broaden your horizon, Sagittarius. Some of you might also be working abroad. But what I do see with this is that with Jupiter ruling your 1st house and your 4th house, through the work that you're doing, you're going to be growing, you're going to be feeling like you're learning something new and expanding your perspective of yourself, Sagittarius. You're going to learn a lot of skills through the work that you're doing or attracting. And with it ruling your 4th house, you might have opportunities to work from home as well with whatever job it is that you're doing. Or you might actually make, I don't know, you could make colleagues and friends at work who are like family to you in the long run, Sagittarius. With Jupiter being here, you can also get a lot of health benefits. You can find yourself learning more about your health and your well-being and your physical well-being, and this is helping you yourself meet personal goals potentially. You could find yourself working with a nutritionist or a nutritionist. Why is that word escaping me? A nutritionist, I think that it's nutritionist, I'm doubting myself, or a personal trainer, or someone who helps you learn about your body. Sagittarius this year is something that I could see for you. I do remember Jupiter going, oh, we have the moon as your card. I do remember Jupiter going through my 6th house and the job that I took. I was doing my master's degree at the time, and I took a job in the gym, which is so appropriate for Jupiter in the 6th house, because the 6th house is physical health. But I just had the best time. I mean, it was so much fun, and I still look back on it really fondly. But that's the type of energy that you could be finding with Jupiter being in the 6th house, Sagittarius. Finding good jobs, finding fun jobs, or jobs where you can really expand your mindset or learn something new about yourself, or push you out of your comfort zone. We have the moon card here. So Jupiter ruling your 1st house, trust your own intuition when it comes to the work that you want to do, the jobs you want to take. I do feel for a lot of you with the moon being here, some of you, you know, it's 6th house, you could be learning more about cycles, maybe hormone cycles, learning more about your menstrual cycle, maybe learning more about your moods in general. with the moon being there, learning more about your intuition, learning more about how your emotions are linked to your health. Sagittarius, yes, we have the Two of Pentacles. So understanding the relationship, because when Jupiter is in the 6th house, it opposes the 12th. So it's about understanding that relationship between our physical body, our well-being, what we're eating, what we're doing with our day, how we're moving our body, and how that does need to be balanced with what we're doing for our spiritual and our emotional and our mental health. That's what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope you have a wonderful year, and I'll talk to you soon. Capricorn, Jupiter in Taurus. Jupiter is going through your 5th house this year. This is the fun house. This is where we find love, pleasure, joy, creativity, happy times, hobbies that we love, our passions. So for a lot of you, Jupiter is going to expand this area. You're going to have more things that you're passionate about, that you love, that bring you joy, that make you feel creative. Maybe you're taking up a creative hobby that is going to be something that brings you so much happiness. With Jupiter ruling the 3rd, this could absolutely be creative writing. This could be communicating. You might find when you're dating people that communication is the main thing you're looking for in your romantic partners. There are going to be more opportunities for romance and love this year with Jupiter going through the 5th house. And if you are in a relationship or you're hoping to conceive, Jupiter going through the 5th house can also bring pregnancy, and it can bring birth. I feel as though with Jupiter ruling your 12th house, when it comes to love and creativity and joy and fun and pleasure, that's going to be healing for you. The 12th house is to do with healing. So you might also be finding that you're connecting with people romantically or creatively that are helping you heal something within you. So maybe you're taking up painting, and you're finding that as you paint, you're processing emotions, memories are coming up, and you're sort of letting them flow, and you're expressing yourself and expressing your shadow through your art, through your creativity. Some of you might be putting your poetry out there, putting your creative spark into what it is that you want to do and how you want to heal, and also how you want to love. It feels like it could be a very romantic year for a lot of Capricorn rising. So if you are single, more opportunities. If you're in a relationship, you can definitely bring more love and romance into your relationship as well, Capricorn. But I do think with Jupiter ruling the 3rd house, I have to say, I feel a lot of you are going to be writing. It's giving me kind of Page of Cups energy, where you're writing poetry, you're writing songs, you are singing. Oh, King of Pentacles. And some of you could be doing this within your career, but that is a you card. You're a King of Pentacles, Capricorn. So feeling like your best self in many ways, and the High Priestess. With Jupiter ruling the 12th house and being in an earth sign, these cards make so much sense. But anything that you've been doing behind the scenes, perhaps some of you have hidden talents that you're not expressing, and you're going to express them with Jupiter in the 5th house. You might have a talent for singing, you might have a talent for writing, you might have a talent for painting, and you might also have secret feelings for somebody that you want to express while Jupiter is going through your 5th house. You know, you want to put your poetry out there. Maybe you want to write someone a love poem. That'd be so cute. If you do that for somebody, let me know. You want to, you have a muse this year, perhaps with the High Priestess and the King of Pentacles, Capricorn. Something that is giving something or someone that's giving you inspiration, but it's looking like perhaps you're putting, secret love or secret creativity out there for the world to see, Capricorn. I do love that for you. That's what I have for you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Aquarius, Jupiter going through Taurus is very likely to bring you a new home or a new property. Jupiter going through the 4th house tends to expand that area, so you might find yourself buying your dream home. You might find yourself renovating and quite literally expanding. So you want to expand your kitchen or a conservatory, or you want to put another story in the house. Jupiter going through the 4th is usually the time we do these things. You might also find that you are, as I say, buying a home. You might be expanding your family. There could be new additions to your family. There could be more happy times with your home and with your family. And with Jupiter ruling the 11th, you might be finding that you're treating your friends like your family. You might be socializing more at home. Because Taurus rules food, I feel like you guys might be having dinner parties at home. You might be having more friends over more to cook for them rather than going out, so to speak. You might be having more parties with your family. Perhaps this year there's more milestones in your family, like anniversary dates or big milestone birthdays, and you're having more house parties, or you're having more social activity with your family. And you might also be meeting some, the 11th house is your dreams, your aspirations, and your wishes. There might be something you've always wished for when it came to your home or your property, and you might just get it this year. Jupiter does rule the second house for you as well, so perhaps you're investing more money into your home, but you might equally be making more money from home. So some of you might be working from home more or selling items from your home, like setting up, say you're a hairdresser, setting up your business from home or something like that. Knight of Wands. Interesting. Jupiter does rule foreign lands, so it could be possible that some of you are moving abroad or some of you are purchasing a holiday home abroad as well, Aquarius. Or you might be taking a trip and it could be with family with Jupiter ruling the fourth house as well. That is what I have for you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Pisces. Jupiter is going through your third house this year. I feel for a lot of you, this could indicate a new car, a new gadget, a new phone, maybe you get a new laptop or something like that. Because Jupiter is associated with foreign lands, it is entirely possible that your car is from a different country. I don't know too much about cars, but I feel like most cars, well, I don't know if any cars come from the country that I'm in, but I feel as though with Jupiter being in the equation, it could be a vehicle, made in a different country or something like this. You could be getting a new phone, a new laptop, a new gadget. Some of you could also be taking more courses. You could be taking more seminars, more workshops this year. You could be teaching as well. You could be putting a course out there yourself, Pisces, because Jupiter does rule your 10th house of career. So you might be doing more courses, more learning, more training for your job, or as part of your job, you might be teaching, you might be training, or you might be putting your knowledge out there and maybe selling courses, maybe selling workshops, but also attending more workshops for your career, if that makes sense. So you can be doing both. Jupiter also rules your first house, so it feels as though you're going to have a lot more to say this year. You're going to be talking about your own experience, talking about your own wants, talking about yourself more a bit, Pisces, because Jupiter does rule your first house. You're more communicative, you're more chatty, you're more conversational, and I do feel like you yourself are putting out your knowledge. You yourself are ready to share your experience, share your wisdom, to teach people what you know. With Jupiter going through your third house. This can also bring benefits and growth and expansion when it comes to your siblings, when it comes to your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, your extended family. You can be learning a lot from them, with them, traveling with them, for example, or just experiencing growth here. You might also find yourself attending more events in your local neighborhood, or perhaps connecting with your neighbors. There could be key players. You could also just find that you meet wonderful people by just striking up a conversation with Jupiter going through the third house. You can also receive a lot more phone messages. You can find that your phone is going off constantly, that you're part of every group chat under the sun, that you're getting called all the time, that there's more communication in your life in general. And if you are single, Pisces, Jupiter will trine your descendant as it's transit through Taurus if you're Pisces rising. So there might be an opportunity to meet somebody. And if you do, it could be through a course, a workshop, teaching. It could be a teacher that you meet, or it could be someone that you just strike up a conversation with in your local neighborhood, perhaps. But with Jupiter ruling the 10th house, it can be through your work or their work or something like that. And with Jupiter ruling the first, maybe you're the one that strikes up the conversation, Pisces. But let's get you a card. I was going to say let's get you a car. So for a lot of you, it probably is a new car with Jupiter going through the third. Let's have a little look. Ooh, the Hermit card has come up. So this is about learning. This is about wisdom, knowledge, looking inward for answers. So I feel like a lot of you, with Jupiter there in your third house, you could be, for some of you, you could definitely be dealing with a Virgo, Pisces. But with the third house ruling your mental health as well, or ruling your thought patterns, your mentality at least, the Hermit and the Nine of Swords, you could be getting some clarity and information that helps you perhaps with anxiety or any mental health struggles, Pisces. And the Hierophant, yes, a lot of you could definitely be sharing your wisdom, sharing your knowledge. I do see a lot of you taking courses with people who are very wise, people who are very learned, perhaps people who people that are sharing their wisdom through their experience. Perhaps you're attending a lot of workshops or courses or talks or seminars with people who are sharing their story, their spiritual journeys, their spiritual wisdom, things that they have learned about themselves. That could definitely be something that comes up for you with Jupiter being in Taurus, Pisces. And it may also be that you yourself are sharing your stories, sharing your experience through teaching others. But that is what I have for you, Pisces, and I will talk to you soon.